That started in this competition. Double Trouble, Wild Child, Dixie Digger, Virginia General, and Barnstormer will all have to do it again.
They'll all attempt to do it again. I don't think you're going to see anyone go out on this second round, though. I think you're going to see them bury down before the end of the track. And I know the man on the sled, John Ellenbaum, has got it in his mind that they're not going to make it out.
Well, Gary Lowry in Double Trouble getting ready to make his try at it. He's got it moving. The question is, can he move it all the way down the track?
That's going to be the mark to beat when we get a measurement on it. And I think that you've seen someone that's going to be right up at the top of this class. That was an excellent hook all the way around for Double Trouble. Well, Gary did a great job, and listen, he's off the hole. He is really on the motor hard. I mean, it's a good hole shot, a lot of tire speed. The motor is working extremely hard. It sounded very good as it went down the track. All the way around, a tremendous job of driving on this truck. Went to the right-hand side of the track, and as we mentioned, there hasn't been anyone over on the right-hand side, so I think it's a good job for Double Trouble.
For Gary Lowry in Double Trouble, pulls a distance of 130 feet 3 inches. He sets the mark to beat in this pull-off in the modified truck competition. Next truck on the track, hooking up to the sled right now, is Rob Perotti from East Canaan, Connecticut, in a 53 Chevrolet pickup truck. One of these short wheelbase trucks. Mike Galloway, how's he going to do here?
He'll do well. Look at that left front tire, how much air pressure is down on the tire, and the air pressure is down to get the traction. There it is. Looks like it's completely flat, but he's got it down probably to about 4 or 5 pounds of pressure in it to get a good bite on it. This truck, I think, will be the truck to beat in the class. He's really been on a hard-charging pass the 2 or 3 times he's been out recently. I'll tell you what, it's a new motor in it, a new set of heads, a new injection system, a lot of new pieces on this Chevrolet truck, this 53, but it's a good job, and it's going to be tough when it's over with.
So new, he hasn't even painted the left rear fender yet. He's hooked up to the sled and on his way.
Perotti takes the lead. There's no doubt about that. He'd like to have took the sled out the second time, but the box topped on him, put a lot of pressure on him, and shut him down. A tremendous job. Rolled and nailed the motor. A beautiful pass on Wild Child. Let's watch him as he leaves the sled. Really getting a bite. He goes about 5-6 feet before he just airs the motor up there. You see the tires break loose, start to spin, a lot of dirt coming off of them. The traction's there, the motor is great. It's big horsepower, and Rob Perotti is on his way. He really got his eye on the full pull mark. Again, not going to make it, but you see the box topping out, the box coming up the ramp and putting the weight down on the pan, causing a lot of friction, pulling a lot of weight, shuts him down on the end. Rob Perotti with Wild Child, great pull.
For the Wild Child with Rob Perotti at the wheel. Takes it 151 feet, 3 3/4 inches down the track to take the lead. And coming up next, the Dixie Digger. He's got a long way to go to try to beat the Wild Child. Hilton Clark from Winchester, Virginia, out of the Blue Ridge Mountains, will be giving it his best. One of 5 trucks in the pull-off modified truck competition.
Well, I really personally think this man has got a good shot. If anyone can beat Rob, it would have to be this Dixie Digger truck. You're looking at 610 cubic inches of Chevrolet motor setting down inside of the engine compartment. Big horsepower, a lot of cubic inches. He went out real easy a while ago, but he's got a good, a good strong mark to try to beat. Rob Perotti laying down that 151 3 3/4 mark. That could be impossible for a lot of pullers, but this guy's got a shot at it. The big cubic inch, I think, is the name of the game here this evening.
I was going to ask you, Mike, is bigger always better and pure horsepower does the job?
Well, generally speaking, yes, but there's certain conditions you get into, certain kind of tracks with the dirt layout. Little horsepower motors will beat the big horsepower motors on a loose track that there's not much traction. You're going to see the little horsepower motors really shine, but you have to have the horsepower here tonight to put one out.
But we're going to see if big horsepower does the job as the Dixie Digger gets ready to hook up and go. Got the sled moving and breaks traction. Pushing hard, but I think he's going to come up a little short of the mark set by Rob Perotti.
He couldn't make it reach this pass. It was a good pass all the way around. It just goes to show that Rob Perotti had the right combination when he went down the track. A beautiful job on his part. The digger comes back. Dixie digger, 610 inches. You'd think he'd just really knock on the door right behind Rob Perotti. He'll probably end up right there in the second place for a measurement-wise at the current time, but not enough horsepower to get up to that 150 plus.
So the tail of the tape on the Dixie digger, 143 feet 4 inches. Comes up a little short of first place pull by Rob Perotti. A nice job, nevertheless. And the next man to try to challenge that mark is going to be LORAN DINGUS from Warrenton, Virginia, driving a 68 Chevrolet called the Virginia General.
Good truck, and this gentleman really knows how to read a track. If anything, his driving abilities is going to help him tremendous amount on this kind of track. He's got the sled set to the far right. The truck is kind of angled. He's going to come across the track a little bit. I think that's going to help him a lot. He's really got a good hook going for him. If he can just keep the momentum up.
Oh, that weight transfer came forward. Smoke pouring out of the engine. LORAN DINGUS comes up short of a first-place pull, but he sure did it in spectacular style, Mike Galloway.
What I think happened, he probably built quite a bit of heat in the oil on the first pass, and then coming back in this second pass, thinned it down quite a bit. Looks like it probably blew out from underneath the valve covers and got on the headers. It wasn't anything really to be worried about, but it looked a lot worse than it was.
Well, LORAN is much more concerned about the measurement than he is about the smoke under the hood. Let's take a look at it again.
Well, he backs into the sled, puts the sled on the right-hand side of the track, and kind of angles the truck out of the hole. Truck never straightens up, but the bite is good on it. The horsepower is good. He's doing a real job of driving, but watch it on the end now as you start seeing the smoke come out, and that's just oil coming out on the headers and immediately burning, turning into smoke. It's nothing to really worry about. Didn't cost him a lot of dollars.
Well, some of you people have got struts.
There's a red light glowing in the dashboard there.
If that red light will go off at any time, he will immediately kill the motor. That is oil pressure. And when the oil pressure is up wherever it's programmed, be it 30, 50 pounds, whatever, that red light will stay on. But the instant the oil pressure drops, that red light will go off, and that's how the driver knows that he's in trouble. He doesn't have time to look at the gauges, but that red light will tell him that he's got motor problem.
That's kind of backwards from your car and mine. Usually we worry about it when a red light comes on in the dashboard, and here he's going to worry about it if it goes off.
Exactly.
So for the Virginia General, a spectacular run, but only 138 feet 7 1/4 inches. That's third best as they stand right now in the pull-off in the modified trucks.
An important message for
The Brendan Byrne Arena in the Meadowlands Sports Complex in New Jersey, just across the river from the great city of New York. And a big crowd all the way up into the rafters here at the Brendan Byrne Arena. This is normally the home of the New Jersey Nets in the National Basketball Association and New Jersey Devils National Hockey League. Here's Barnstormer
2. Mark Martens was really trying his best to put this thing out and make Rob Perotti work for his win today. But what we saw, he staged on the right, went to the left, had to bring the vehicle cross-track. I think that's a situation right now. The guys are getting a lot better bite out of it. They're pulling the sled theoretically a little bit further doing that. But I think it's the best to their advantage to go across the track because the traction will be so much better.
So for Mark Martens and the Barnstormer 2 from St. John's, Michigan, 141 feet 4 1/2 inches of dirt digging down the track, and he joins the elite, taking third spot behind Hilton Clark and the winner of the modified truck class, Rob Perotti, who's down on the floor of the arena right now.
Hi, Rob Perotti, Mike Galloway.
Hi, Mike. How you doing?
Good. How was the pull today? You looked great. All the way down the truck looked like it hooked great.
Well, we were doing okay. We got a new engine. We just started with that 2 weeks ago. We're still in the process of doing the truck over. It looks a little rough, but seems to be running good anyway.
Well, it looks like it's running real well. How did the track feel today, Rob?
Well, it's a little greasy, just like ice down on the line. But after you get out, about 35, 40 feet, it takes pretty much all you got.
And that's where you really opened the motor up about 35 or 40 feet out, wasn't it, Rob?
Yeah, you just got to kind of drive it. That's where the rest of these guys are falling off. This has always been the way this track kind of works. And if you hit it just right, you get lucky. They're gaining. We got them last night again, but they'll be right there tonight.
Well, congratulations. We thank you very much, and I look for a good season for you.
Thank you, Mike.